this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot. Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Aronimink Golf Club in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, bringing you the 2025 Aronimink Open Grand Prix with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corian. Tournament support, and it's been mighty for this event, has also been provided by the following local sponsors. We'd like to thank Column Advisory, D2 Groups, MAPTA, Gwen's Barnes Real Estate, RCM Certified Public Accountants, Total Platform Tennis, Porsche Mainline, Lotus Philadelphia, Xenon, McDonald's The Doan Family Enterprises, Commonwealth Capital, Primal Physical Therapy, Lululemon, along with Stateside, First Form, Cisco, EAS Water, and last but not least, Drip Coffee. I'm Patty Hogan, along with the one and only Philly's finest, Tim McAvoy, bringing you women's quarterfinal action between Flora Hanish and Anna Zubori up against Gussie O'Sullivan and Mila Saric. Tim, this is amazing. We've got a great umpire for the match besides you. We got you out of that chair into this chair. It's Jack Taylor. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, Patty. It's great to be here, and they just started off. Fault to start the match a little tight.
Okay, Tim, so can you tell us who's who?
Yes, far side, you have Anna Zubori in the ad court and Flora Hanish in the deuce court, and then you've got the lefty serving who just faulted 3 times in a row.
Mila Saric.
And then her partner, Gussie O'Sullivan.
Yeah, there's Gussie O'Sullivan.
Aussie, right. Gussie is obviously the righty there at net with a white hat.
Yeah, Tim, this is quarterfinal action. We have a huge day here at Aronimink Golf Club. They have pulled out all the stops here. I mean, what a beautiful facility, and this event headed up by the one and only J.C. Cotto promises to be really one of the highlights on the APTA Tour this season.
Well, I know he's been looking forward to it, and they've put a lot of work, as you mentioned, into it. A lot of prize money as well to go with this.
Yep, so Saric and O'Sullivan, Tim, they're not very familiar to a lot of people. They're essentially a new team. They've played 2 events. They last year played in the Ridgewood event where they went out in the quarters, 7-6, 6-4 to Delmonico and Gebby, who were then probably number 6 in the country. And then this season they went out to charities, and they had a pretty big upset, some would say. They took out the Chicago team of Barron and Chelsea Middle in the 16s in Chicago, 7-5, 6-0. So, Tim, they are the real deal.
They are, and as you know, the confidence that comes with those wins makes a huge difference. So
Game,
it will be interesting to see how this starts out.
Lead 1 game to love in the first set.
Little tight first game. Hopefully they'll relax a little bit.
And I'm a little surprised, Tim, that Saric started serving. There's no sun today. With the lefty-righty, we know that you have an advantage because you can kind of get yourself not looking into the sun on your toss and your hit. And O'Sullivan is much more of a veteran. She's played on the tour for a couple of years. Saric is brand new. She teaches out at Huntington Country Club with Lisa Redloff. So that's Anna Zubori to serve. Tim, the winner of this match, what's ahead?
Love.
Well, as you mentioned, it's a quarterfinal match, and Hanish Zubori are the, I think, 3rd seeds in this tournament. So they will likely roll into Nicolescu and Rodonzo, who had a huge upset in the 16s over Charlotte, Sikora, and Morgan.
Yeah, Tim, they rocked the number 3 seeded team.
30 love.
You know, some would say that's an upset. You and I know Nicolescu and Rodesno, each of them national champions. Yeah. Nicolescu, 3 national titles. Rodesno, a national title.
30-15.
Exactly.
They're the real deal, so not a surprise. I mean, not really a surprise because of their talent.
And not to belabor it, but Charlotte had tweaked her calf prior to, so she was not moving up and back comfortably, and so she's going to have to take some time to let herself heal, but take full credit to Nicolescu and Rodonzo. They played beautifully.
40-30.
So here we go, serving for the second game.
Okay, and then if the draws, if the seeds hold, Tim, what do we have on the top half of the draw here?
Yeah. So I umpired the Elliott Lalich match, and they look strong, and they're in the quarters right now. And if it holds to seeding, they're the fourth seed. They would be in the semis against Lopez and Page.
Yep.
Deuce.
In the semis, but Delmonico Gebbia always a
Always in there.
battling team.
Yep.
They're always in the quarters. They're in the quarters against Lopez and Pajic.
Tim, the scoring for this women's event is 2 out of 3 sets regular scoring, where the men play no ad.
Correct. They don't feel the Women's Players Committee met at the end of last season and felt that keeping the regular scoring was the best way to go, whereas the men needed to do something to shorten the, was it a 5.5 hour final last year?
Yes.
Not to mention short hills, and it's long. There's some long matches, too long, frankly.
Yep. So in out of charities won by
Advantage,
Zubori and
Hanish.
Hanish, you saw a return to the I formation, basically, or not the I formation, but where Zubori backed off and hit every overhead that she wanted in the front part of the court, and Hanish just stood behind the baseline and let Zubori do her thing.
Yeah, there were probably 400 or 500 people at the Nationals last year watching that semifinal match when Zubori just took over the net, as you described, and it was phenomenal athleticism.
One of the most epic matches I think most people have seen in the sport of platform tennis. They came up on the short end of it with Lopez and
Hanish Zubori lead 2 games to love
Page
in the first set.
But it is wonderful to have a match like that semifinal last year, where a team displays athleticism that probably hasn't been seen like that before, and for 400 or 500 people to be able to witness that, great for the sport. To your point, Patty, great for the sport.
So the player to the left from this vantage point, that's Anna Zubori, hitting a majority of the overheads, and Flora Hanish, her partner, will kind of stay over to the right of her typically and cut off those hard drives and let Zubori do her thing with the overheads.
Exactly. Zubori with that cut overhead to the ad court and to that side screen where she can make it die is a very effective shot. And it makes it tough for the player in the ad. The player in the ad wants to be able to lob down the line to force the opponent to hit cross court, but when you're fighting just to get the overhead back, it's difficult sometimes to pick where you put it.
Exactly. You know, O'Sullivan's been around enough, Tim, that I think you can see she can spot her lobs. She has a really good understanding of the game, I think. Where Saric is brand new out here, and so I would expect she's going to be seeing
15.
most of the balls on key points.
Yeah, as you know, it's so important to get that first game under your belt when you have a newer player like this, and they haven't found the
40-15.
rhythm. But right now they're up, double game points. So this important hold right here for Saric.
Yep, and that's Gussie O'Sullivan serving the righty.
Right.
And a shout out to Gussie's family. I'm sure they're enjoying the action back in Melbourne, Australia, Tim.
Wow. Yeah,
and
from down under.
And I mean, we've got Spain covered. The Saric parents are tuned in watching the action, so I said that we would make sure to give both parents a shout out.
That is the beauty of this technology. It can be watched and is watched from anywhere.
Right, and then Hanish from Brazil, Zubori, Serbia. We've got so many countries covered here.
It would be an international sport. It's that cut overhead. She's cutting it a little close. There's the game.
Game. O'Sullivan, Saric. Hanish Zubori lead 2 games to 1 in the first set.
Yeah, the key is being patient when you're at the backcourt like that. And Anna Zubori, if you're patient enough, she'll go for more and she'll go for more, and then the risk factor goes up a little bit, and that's when you see an overhead in the net.
And one thing, Tim, that I also tend to see a little bit is that, you see Hanish and she'll duck and get down kind of.
Yes.
A lot of teams you'll see the players pull to their right. And
Almost
then
off the court,
give their
right?
partner,
Yes.
you know, someone of my height, I needed that lane of coverage, Tim. When you and I were playing, I needed you to move way the heck over to your right so I could actually see the ball coming.
Patty, I remember you saying, see that gate, Tim? Be on it. So 2-1 serving, up a break, first set.
You saw Saric sneak into the view. There's a better angle to get these guys.
Yeah.
That's Gussie O'Sullivan out of that ad court. Gussie is the head paddle pro at the Piping Rock Club out on Long Island, Tim.
Yep, they are both Long Islanders these days, which is kind of nice. Lived out in Huntington myself back in the day, so beautiful area, beautiful area.
All 4 women teaching pros.
Yeah.
Hanish, Zubori, they've been around a long time. Hanish teaches tennis as well. Everybody teaches tennis, paddle, pickle, padel, Tim, you name it. Hanish is, does a lot of padel at center court in Chatham, in actually Florham Park now.
Might have become her new favorite sport, padel.
Well,
We'll see.
I think it's a lot of people's second favorite racket sport ever.
There you go. Well said, Patty. But I love the righty-lefty combo with O'Sullivan playing the ad with a forehand. So you have forehands in the middle, which makes it a little tougher for some of the opponents to avoid the offense. Great overhead.
15 love.
And, you know, as we know, when 2 righties are at the net hitting all the overheads, it's easier to attack the ad court.
Yes.
Because you always have a forehand overhead waiting on that lob cross court. And so even though O'Sullivan's far more experienced, she's also a known entity out there. They kind of know what she's going to do, so they're really happy to keep playing a lot of balls to her. Where Saric is less experienced, but they don't know what to expect. You know, they haven't been on the court with her yet, so they're going to feel their way through it just like everybody else would in a match.
And to your point, Flor was sitting on the net for those 2 drop volleys you saw in that, earlier, because she was anticipating that drive. She knew it was coming, and they're going to have to be a little bit more patient, O'Sullivan and Saric, to get them off the net, especially Flor, off the net.
Right. And it's going to be that good down the line lobbing.
Exactly.
Like you said, from O'Sullivan. I actually think because Zubori takes so many of the overheads, I think it's almost as important for O'Sullivan to lob cross court well in this match, because Zubori can pack in the middle and move to her right and go behind Flor, where I think O'Sullivan's got to remember, throw some of these cross court and spread out Zubori and Hanish again.
100% correct. The deep cross court lob opens the court up, and then when you lob down the line, now you've got both opponents moving, and that's what you want when you're going to drive. That's like the third
15,
overhead
30.
Zubori's missed right there. Which
I think you're right. And each one, I'm sure O'Sullivan's paying attention. And this is the play, like I said, usually where Hanish is staying right there and ducking, you'll see a lot of players move a little bit to their right.
Yeah.
And I think that makes for an easier overhead, personally.
It's a better vision. Your visual is better, and that helps you hit the overhead, even if it's subconscious.
Yes, Saric, it'd be interesting to see when they start going after Saric a little bit. She's got that. I think she can tag a forehand. I think she can hit the ball big time. I think little inexperience usually shows up in the screens and stuff, but they're not going after her at all yet. And I'll be curious if the play does slide over a little bit toward that deuce court. But Melbourne's finest, Gussie's doing a great job out of that ad court.
She's digging until she can get Hanish to hit that over right there to open the court up. Zubori's just going to hit a million overheads, and that'll keep Saric out of the point a lot because the spin is going away from the deuce court. So Saric won't get a lot of looks. There it is. Eventually, she'll come in and take one of those when she gets her off the net. Look at her on the net. See Flora on the net there?
Yep.
Anticipating it.
So she's really in that position. I always call it the volley queen, Tim. Get on top of that net. If you see a drive coming, it's your job.
Correct.
Set your paddle and just wait for it right there. I think one other play that O'Sullivan could get some offense from is she's hit a couple of pretty good lobs up Floor's line, and Floor's just hit that high arcing push type of shot.
Yes.
I think I would love to see Gussie just go blitz on that.
You definitely have to mix it up. When you hit a good lob, the whole goal of the good lob is to set up the offense. So
exactly.
You have to look for it at some point. And you're right. Maybe they pick a game point, when it's unexpected.
Yeah, and I just don't think they're giving Gussie anything off the deck to her forehand that she can actually hurt them with a forehand.
Here we are in the eye.
Yep.
Eye formation, Floor's in the back. Zubori's just driving every ball she wants.
Smart play by O'Sullivan just to take that ball up the line, off speed, up the line.
And Floor's going to stay back now, so they've adjusted to this eye. But they really are working O'Sullivan, you're right. Not a lot of offense of balls given to Saric.
And I think O'Sullivan looks like she has the lockdown mentality of, I'm not going to miss in this match because I got to give the errors to, Mila over in that deuce court. But I actually think she can. I think for them to win this match, we're going to have to see a little bit of offense.
What was that? Yeah. Right now they're capitalizing on Zubori's unforced errors. A couple of those overheads, that volley right there, they're all very makeable.
And Tim, I love that off-speed shot that she just hit there. And, as you know, when you're out on the court and you're used to a couple balls coming at you at, let's say, 25 miles an hour, and then someone takes a little something off it, that's often where you'll see a volley error that exactly like that.
Exactly. It's in baseball, it's the pitcher throwing the curveball when you've seen 6 fastballs in a row.
Exactly.
Messes their timing up. She likes that two-fister.
So, Tim, here's your official welcome to the broadcast team. Tim will be in the booth with us this year from time to time, enjoying his retirement, which frees him up to sit and hang out with us at some tournaments. So I look forward to working many matches with you, Tim.
It is a pleasure to be back, Patty. It really is. I love watching this, and paddle's so much about strategy, and that's, to me, one of the highlights of the sport, the chess game of racket sports. So I enjoy watching how people adjust.
And that's a great shot of Jack Taylor, great umpire from Baltimore. Came up to Philly for the weekend, helping out.
40.
He's handling a lot of matches for the APTA and doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, he plays out of Larendale, which was one of the big facilities down there in Baltimore, big paddle facilities.
Yep, so Gussie just hit the off-speed ball. Hanish saw it all day long, and that was the cross court. That's why I think it's going to be critical for Gussie to keep those floaters going up the line.
Deuce.
Yeah, if she gets if O'Sullivan gets impatient and drives too early, when Hanish is on the net like that, it's going to be a long day. Well, actually, it'll be a short day because those drop shots will keep coming, and that will end points.
But Tim, I love what I see from O'Sullivan and Saric. I mean, this is exactly the start to the match.
Advantage, Hanish, Zubori.
They need it in terms of, pace of play. I feel like they're dictating it at this point.
They're definitely comfortable. If Zubori starts eliminating the unforced errors, it's going to force O'Sullivan and Saric to be a little bit more offensive, to your point earlier. And I'm sure Zubori will cut back on those unforced errors. But you're right, they're comfortable. O'Sullivan and Saric are very comfortable with this pace of play. Nice digs. Really good footwork, good anticipation.
But Hanish and Zubori, I mean, they are essentially playing keep away from Saric for the most part. That's the first time we saw 2 balls go to her.
Yeah.
And another overhead error from Zubori. Her fourth, where maybe she had 7 all last season.
Yeah, they are not letting Saric see a ball to hit offensively. Yet.
Tells you probably the regard that they and respect that they have for her game, her ground strokes. And that's the
exactly
thing.
right.
And people say, well, go after her in the corners. Well, it's
Advantage
dangerous
O'Sullivan, Saric.
and much more dangerous potentially offensively than from O'Sullivan. So they're going to go. They're going with the look that they know how to handle.
Correct. And again, if O'Sullivan isn't patient, then they get that drop volley on a drive from O'Sullivan. So very interesting to see how both teams adjust.
So a good way to tell Zubori and Hanish apart is Zubori's the one hitting the overheads.
Yes.
And Zubori has a ponytail where Flores goes on top of her head, Tim.
Yep. It's a little hard to make out on some of these screens, but they'll switch it net so Zubori hits all the overheads, as you can see, or the most of the overheads. Good overhead in there.
Sarge must be getting cold over in that deuce court, Tim.
She finally got a look, and
I mean, it's not a cold day. It's a perfect paddle day in Philly area, Tim.
yeah,
It's about 45 degrees, cloudy. We love the cloud cover.
there's
Advantage
nothing better. There's
O'Sullivan,
no wind.
Saric.
It's perfect conditions to play. Maybe a little warm, mid-40s, but I think most people like that.
I was over at Waynesboro earlier, Tim.
Yes.
Beautiful new paddle hut that just opened up yesterday. I know that's your club. You guys
Yeah.
did a remarkable job.
Just doubled the size of the hut there, and beautiful view. And if you got a chance to get inside, you can view all there's
every
6
court.
courts there. Yeah,
It's,
beautiful.
You're in
view.
a fishbowl.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
I'm gonna call that place the aquarium.
It opened today, so
I-
today is the opening.
And their pro had a great won the first set against Broderick Christian. Leon and Moya are
Oh yes,
team on the rise on the men's APTA tour. Phenomenal talents.
big
Dude.
time. Yeah, in fact, came to Waynesboro just as one of the pros with Vlaco this year. Ethan.
Oh, Ethan, I was watching over there. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and they had a good run at the Moya and Front had a good run at the charities. Got to the quarters, which was not expected. Upsets up there.
So, Tim, the result is in, and Leon and Moyo did pull off the win over Broderick Christian, 1-3.
Wow.
Broderick looked like he had a calf issue from his first round match, unfortunately, but I'll tell you, those guys are the real deal. They're so good. When I saw that draw, I knew that those guys had
Advantage Hanish, Zubori.
decent chance to advance there.
Yeah, and they're playing with just a ton of confidence coming off of that charities quarterfinal tournament just a couple weeks back.
And who's their next match, Tim?
They're up against Regalado and Salazar
Oh, yeah.
at 2 o'clock at Aronimink today. That will be a fascinating match. Lot of racket skills going on there. Lot. That's quite a score, 1-3. You said Drew was injured a bit?
He had a calf issue, it looked
Yeah.
like a little bit, but I didn't want to take anything. I didn't really want to say that because those guys, I mean, lights out. What talent they have, so fun. And, I mean, Ethan may be the fastest guy on the tour. He made some incredible gets.
And you know he's a world-class tennis player, and he's 3 years into it. So
Game,
he's
Hanish,
just
Zubori.
getting his arms around the
Hanish,
sport.
Zubori lead 3-1 in the first set.
Tim, that was a long game. That was a grind game. And
Big
Zubori
hold,
were
big
lucky to
hold.
hold on, but now they're up 3-1. And
Yeah,
here's
Saric. Now she faulted 3 times that last time
Yeah.
she served, so good to see her get one in there to start the game. Good for the confidence. Three spots. Did you see that? To the outside of the court, to the
Love
middle of the court,
15.
brought it down the line.
move it and hit a lead court.
If you can control it at all as the opponent, you never want to give someone like Zubori 3 shots in a row. You just don't want to see three forehands from her.
And so Zubori, you know, the shot she got, to your point, you know, you have to try to avoid, and that's why
Love
I'm
30.
more of a fan of straight ahead volleying, because
Yes.
I feel like it doesn't make the net team move positions for the very next shot.
That's exactly right, and they clearly have to be keeping it away from Zubori here. That confidence factor within a match, when you're feeling it, as she is, look at her. She hasn't lobbed the ball since she's
Right.
hit those 4 winners.
Yeah, Saric and O'Sullivan have to get this game here. You know, those first 3 games took a really long time. Then all of a sudden, like 2 quick points here to start this.
Correct.
That doesn't bode well for O'Sullivan Saric, who I said early on I kind of actually thought they were dictating the pace of play for the match.
15-30.
And there they got Floor to try to go for a forehand off the wire, which resulted in an error. So I'm sure they're figuring out how to keep it away from Zubori and pick their spots against Zubori. Floor's been working on that forehand, though. She's working on getting more offense out of that forehand.
She's definitely hitting a heavier ball this season,
Yes.
going for it more. You know, the strength of Hanish's game,
15-40.
you know, she can make you pay at times, but her lobbing and going to spots often can break down teams. But with the lefty-righty, O'Sullivan and Saric here, they're lucky because they have much more overhead coverage in the middle than most teams.
Yes, it's a perfect complement, right? Because Floor is lobbing, and when she's playing well, her unforced errors, you count them on one hand. And that allows Zubori to just lay in waiting like that, and here it comes. Missed it, but
30-40.
good look. Pressure here on Saric, because they know it's going to be coming. Nice serve, nice volley. Zubori, she's always probing, you know, whether it's a little cut backhand, a forehand, anything that gets popped up so she can close in. Nice forehand from Floor, 2 nice forehands. Good volleys. Game point, tough one to miss.
Game, Hanish Zubori. Hanish Zubori lead 4-1 in the first set.
Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com, CORIENT.com. Patty, you touched on it, but things can get away from you rather quickly if they don't get a break here or somehow get themselves back into this match. Down 4-1. Hanish Zubori serving to go up 5-1.
Yeah, just the difference is Saric has been broken twice, in the first game, the 5th game, and you know, the to break Hanish and Zubori is a really hard thing. They're such a good volleying team. And there's
and when you know that, it puts even more pressure on you as the server because you know it's tough to get the break back. There's the switch, Zubori to hit the overheads again.
just be curious if O'Sullivan can figure out a way to bring Saric back into it if she doesn't get the looks.
15 love.
I kind of like Saric. I mean, I think she can hit her. I think she likes her backhand.
She loves that two-fister. She got one rip, but think about it. We've played 5 games. She's had 1 rip.
Right. She loves her backhand roller, I know, Tim, and she loves hitting a cut overhead. We just haven't. She really hasn't gotten the opportunity.
In fact, that one backhand where she put 2 hands on it and leaned on it, even though it's from the deuce side,
15
kind
off.
of reminded me of Flip Goodspeed. Bring in that two-fister.
The one and only 8-time national champ.
Grand Rapids, you might be listening in. If you
Ah.
are, if you are, Flip, we send our best from Philadelphia.
30-15.
You know what I was thinking? Saric playing a little bit more in the middle. You know, maybe just opening up her whole side of the court and daring Hanish and Zubori to go over there, because they have to figure out how to get her in this match from the baseline. And see, she did it there, and she could just let that ball go to the screen. Don't chase it down and block it. Just let it go in, because that's going to give her, you know, the screens buy you time.
A little
for
bit more
shots.
time, exactly. It's that off-speed drive
15.
is not. It's a winning sequence for Zubori and Flourish and Floor. That's probably the 4th or 5th drop shot winner in this first set.
Saric and O'Sullivan, they got to pull a page out of the Flip Goodspeed handbook and create havoc and just like run all over the place, chip a ball, go, charge, do the unexpected. I think that's what they're gonna need that in the kitchen sink. Because Hanish and Zubori are just in lockdown mode. They're not missing that much. The only shot they're really missing is Zubori.
A couple of those
four
overheads.
overheads.
And if you notice the last 3 games, the unforced errors have been almost 0. There we go.
40-30.
Good, strong volley.
And I think O'Sullivan and Saric have to watch this play. Here's Anna. She's got a foot over, 2 feet over into Floor's court. I think that's when they should switch a volley and just go behind her. I'm a big fan of the straight ahead, but when you have a huge opening, go tag that volley and push that ball into that corner.
And Saric might be thinking about taking a few more balls in the middle. What a shot.
Oh, my Lord.
Cross
Game,
court.
Hanish Zubori. Hanish Zubori lead 5-1 in the first set.
It's a little demoralizing. You fight to get back to add out, 1 point away, and then that ball. That's the shot that they tell you not to try unless you're exceptionally talented.
Yeah. 1 ball lane. Love 15.
Jack with a confident confirmation on that out call.
Love 30.
When I think you have a PTI of 5 or lower, which Zubori and Hanish, what comes into their realm of possibility is far greater than with our PTIs, Tim.
You're exactly
percentage-wise.
Right. They go for shots that we don't go for anymore.
We would pull a muscle.
Yeah, it's really athletic. The whole sport, women's and men's paddle, it's so athletic. It's a real treat to watch. Yep. Zubori gets her racket on the ball, and it ends another point.
3 set points here for Hanish and Zubori.
We've been in this position before, and we say to ourselves, if we're O'Sullivan Saric, we can't let Zubori beat us anymore. So even if Floor ends up hitting all the winners, so be it. Zubori ends it again, net cord, but
Game and first set. Hanish Zubori, 6-1.
Tim, we're going to be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming by Joho and match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Patty Hogan along with Philly's finest Tim McAvoy at the Aronimink Golf Club.
Second set, Zubori to serve.
Quarterfinal action here between Floor Hanish and Anna Zubori up against Gussie O'Sullivan and Mila Saric. And as you just saw, Hanish and Zubori, like first 15 minutes of the match, it looked like a pick'em. Then all of a sudden, the separation started, and Hanish and Zubori showed why they're one of the game's best teams ever. Wonderful, they just kind of didn't do anything. The whole strategy seems to be preventing the lefty over there in that deuce court from hitting anything on the baseline, Tim. So I'll be interested if O'Sullivan and Saric can figure out some creative ways, some blitz, pull out the stuff from Flip Goodspeed's, playbook to create some offensive looks for themselves, because the way it's going here, Hanish and Zubori are totally comfortable, and you have to figure out how to make them a little uncomfortable.
Nail on the head. You've got to do something different, or you're destined to repeat the first set outcome.
So, Tim, I was just looking through the quarterfinal draw, and it is packed here at the Aronimink Country Club. And you go from the top to the bottom. B. Lopez, national champ, mixed nationals. Cara Delmonico, women's national champ, mixed national champ. Elliott, 4-time women's national champ. Nicolescu, 3-time women's national champ, 1 mixed. Rodesno,
a national champ.
National champ.
2020.
And then Hanish Zubori, You know, obviously they've won a couple titles together. Hanish won mixed as well. So, I mean, the stars are all out here in Philly.
This is as good as women's paddle gets here in Philly, and it's great to have all the teams here. Really is nice to see. So you have this pattern that's been developed with Zubori hitting all the overheads, controlling the ball completely, so there's almost no offense for O'Sullivan and Saric.
Yep.
And that's going to happen over and over when
30,
eventually
15.
you miss a lob or you miss a drive. So they have to take more risk to do something different to change the momentum of this match. That looked a little wide. Yeah.
30 all.
Tim, next week we have Thanksgiving and the weekend off from the APTA Tour. What happens, Tim, after this event concludes? After Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean, for those of you in the paddle community for a long time, the Long Island Open, which is now the Dwayne Hayden Invitational,
30-40.
has had the first weekend in December, I want to say, for probably 40 years. So all the players know that is the weekend for
game.
that Long Island
Saric. O'Sullivan-Saric lead
tournament.
1 game to love in the second set. Hanish Zubori won the first set. 6
You have
games
the
to
Rocky
1.
Mountain Throwdown that same weekend in Denver, Colorado. And then it kind of takes a break till early January. Jan 3-4 up in Fairfield, the Fairfield Open up in Fairfield County. And Jan 10-11, the Steel City Classic. Pittsburgh getting ready again. They'll be hosting the Nationals in 2027, the year after New Jersey and Canoebrook hosted for this season. Never a dull moment on the...
Love 15.
No, and next, 2 weekends from now, 2 events. That'll be an interesting thing. It's happened a couple times before, and we'll have matches live streamed from both Colorado and out
30.
on Long Island.
It's a tough start here for O'Sullivan. A fault, a miss, love 30. If it goes 2 love, 3 love, it's going to be very difficult to come back against this team of Hanish and
Right,
Zubori.
but they did get that early break here on Zubori, which I think was Zubori maybe not
Couple
totally
errors.
focused.
Couple errors,
A little
for
bit of a
sure.
loose game to start that set.
15-30.
And this is where, Hanish is playing a clean match. I don't think she's missed
Right.
a shot.
Right.
And I think they have to be aware of that, and they realize the errors are coming from Anna's. Anna also creates the highlight reel shots,
Right.
but she's given them a little bit.
Yeah.
15-40.
Definitely, if you look back over the match so far, it's really straight up Zubori hitting winners or missing balls. O'Sullivan and Saric, in terms of winners, not very many are coming to mind. It's tough to win a match when you're kind of relying on someone like Zubori to make enough errors to allow you to win.
Exactly.
You'll win games, but the
Right.
match, it's a difficult way to win.
Uh-oh. Smart call there.
Retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head to the paddle hut.
Exactly.
Game. Hanish Zubori.
Now, normally O'Sullivan would get that ball. She was back there, down low, good position. Couldn't quite get under the ball, get it over.
All right, so 2 breaks to start.
Yeah.
Second set. The winner of this match will play another match at 4:30 against the winner of Nicolescu and Radesno, or Cran and Herschel. Nicolescu and Radesno, 2 former national champs, back teaming up for this event. They could be in a. They could be in the conversation.
They're the dark horse.
They're the dark horse.
There is no doubt, and they were playing beautifully in the match against Sikora and her partner there, Miller. Those forehands, they're fun to watch. They're going to give somebody a real battle later on in this tournament. Nice core coverage there. Now you got the I formation, Zubori coming in. That off-speed ball you mentioned, Patty.
Love 15.
O'Sullivan's done that a couple of times. She's a cagey girl from Melbourne. Melbourne. I have to say it correctly, make Jerry Viana proud.
And it's okay to hit that off-speed ball if your opponent's off the net, but if Floor's on the net,
Right.
that's when the drop volley ends the point.
And Tim, that's a great point, and everything in the sport is
Yes.
situational, and it's all about having the field you need to not only be looking at the ball coming your way,
Love
but you
30.
need to check down both of your opponents, see what their positioning is. If someone's a little bit off their positioning, that's going to inform, or it can inform, your next shot.
It's exactly how you look at it.
Love 40.
Love 40, a number of unforced errors. Take a little walkabout here.
Hey, but
Regroup.
if they could get a break and hold, that would be phenomenal.
Starts to get a little more interesting here.
$15-40.
See that ball, dumped into Saric's corner over there in that deuce court. She couldn't come up with that shot. And that's where I think she's got to go over with her paddle face open early and know she's going to lob a ball. If you miss long. But you got to get the ball over the net.
O'Sullivan, Saric.
Nice
O'Sullivan,
two-fisted
Saric
backhand.
Lead 2-1.
Take
in
that
the
break and
second
go up
set.
2-1. Up a break in the
Hanish
second.
Zubori won the first set, 6-1.
Jack doing a nice job calling out the
Tim, this
match scores.
Yeah, Tim, this might be a good time for a quick review of the APTA Tour thus far.
Well, as you wish there, Captain, my captain.
Okay, let's go.
It started with Montclair, first of the tour events, and you had Regalado and Salazar.
Regalado and Salazar.
I'm sorry, Regalado and Salazar taking care of
15 love.
McInerney and
Irdori and McNerney.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and then Lopez and Page. That's where they took out Alexandre and Lalich.
Yes, and Lopez, they're the number one
15
seeds here
all.
in this tournament, and they won at Montclair to start the season. They went over to Medina. McInerney and Morgan took that title. Lofgren and Ong, they beat in the finals. And you had Laura Barron and Mattel.
30-15.
Yeah, Chelsea. Mary Doughton, Hall of Famer Mary Doughton's former partner.
Chelsea Nublock, yes. They lost in the finals to Halborough and Morgan. You had Baltimore following that, Chicago at the Charities, Regalado and Salazar beat McNerney and Morgan in the final. That was a replay from the end of the season last year, right, Patty?
Semis.
Just out.
Yep.
40-15.
Yep, and then in the women's, that's where Hanish Zubori got their first win, and they got their win out in Chicago. Oh, I jumped ahead of you there, Tim.
No, all good. Hanish Zubori took the Charities, beat Lopez and Pechek in the final.
Game, O'Sullivan, Saric.
This is
O'Sullivan,
interesting.
Saric lead 3-1 in the second set.
It's a little.
We're reflecting upon the tour's
Yeah.
beginnings here, and all of a sudden,
You
two
can
breaks of serve.
You can
O'Sullivan
feel the turn.
and Saric up 3-1 in the
15
second set.
love.
And it's clear that Saric prefers that two-handed backhand. There's no doubt that's her weapon offensively.
15 off.
So big service game here for Zubori and Hanish. Down 3-1, 15 all. If you're Sullivan and Saric, you can just feel it right now. Just hang in there. Good ball in the middle.
30-15.
But I wanted Saric to hit that ball in the middle.
She's got to, as you said, she's got to move there ahead of time to be ready to bring it. She hasn't yet made that adjustment.
And I'd like her to have that paddle, like at her
30
side,
all.
almost taken back in anticipation that she's going to hit the ball, so O'Sullivan can pick up on that
Yes,
and back off that situation possibly.
the ready position where she's ready to shoot the gun. There's that little, caught the net cord. Nice ball. Another good drop volley. So 30 all, huge point.
So again, far side hitting that ball. That's Flora Hanish. That's Anna Zubori hitting that overhead. Far side on the right side of our screen. Out of the ad court. You just saw a little bit of her paddle in her white hat. That's Gussie O'Sullivan, #1 ranked player from Australia on the Women's Pro Tour, and one of Spain's highest ranked paddle players. That's Mila Saric out of that deuce court. You can hardly see her. She disappears sometimes, Tim.
There's O'Sullivan in the ad. And the lefty, Saric, in the deuce. Just deep. That was a tight
40-30.
point. You could feel it, 30 all.
Great coverage.
Big time. Yeah, it's really hard to go down the line without Zubori taking that overhead. So it just keeps Saric out of the point offensively.
And it's because of the discipline from Hanish. She waits, keeps her paddle flat, so the ball will go only straight ahead unless she wants it to go cross court.
So again, right now, Zubori, game point down 3-1 in the second. Zubori trying to work her in the corner. Ooh, great dig by O'Sullivan. Great dig.
Yeah, you could see how she had her paddle set. She had both hands on it low, so she could just use that left hand to help put that ball up in the air.
Deuce.
There's the unforced error that basically that's what O'Sullivan and Saric are living for, are those unforced errors. Just keep digging, and it can be very effective, as we're seeing. So we're at deuce here. Misses the volley a little off the net.
O'Sullivan, Saric.
And that was interesting because usually Flora's right on the net when O'Sullivan's hitting the ball, and she was off the net and she got caught. Excellent shot by O'Sullivan. Add out. Game point to go up 4-1 for O'Sullivan. There's that little short ball.
Deuce.
She wants that one back, Patty. She just missed, just hit the top of the tape. O'Sullivan does appear content just to hang in there, keep putting that ball back, be patient. Very steady play out of the ad side. Here's the forehand that should come off, being real steady. Oh, tough ball.
Advantage, Hanish Zubori.
She really defended well out of that ad side, and then they caught the side of the wire there. Nice overhead. So add in Zubori taking the overheads. And then they'll switch back. Zubori's in the position to take those overheads again. Oh, good lob.
See, I want to see Saric. I don't know how much spin she hits, but she's got such an advantage with being a lefty out here.
Yeah, and we haven't seen the big cuts yet.
No, we haven't. I think as her game progresses, she might have gotten the seam. Yep.
Caught the seam, brings it back to deuce.
But when she develops a little bit more of a spin overhead, obviously they're a team to be reckoned with, up 3-1 on
Yeah.
two-time national champs together, Flora Hanish and Anna Zubori.
It really demonstrates if you're patient and good on the wires, you can hang in there and create some problems for your opponents.
Advantage,
Just
Hanish
deep.
Zubori.
Zubori with the ad. You know what they haven't done, and you mentioned it, is that deep cross-court lob from the ad side to push Zubori way back.
Game, Hanish Zubori.
That's a big hold.
O'Sullivan Saric lead 3-2
Really
in the
big
second
hold
set.
for, Hanish
Hanish
Zubori.
Zubori won the first set 6-1.
Yeah, you can see that Hanish and Zubori taking time right now, just talking to each other. I mean, that was a significant opportunity right there that they held on to. O'Sullivan and Saric, you know, they're not doing anything that different than the first set, Tim.
No.
Which is amazing here. They lost that first set 6-1. The score doesn't always tell the story. Those
Correct.
first 4 games of the first set, you know, were long games, and then all of a sudden there were 2 quick ones in there. You know, we got the separation that we expect from Hanish and Zubori, and then all of a sudden, O'Sullivan Saric, you know, nothing going on that is clear to the eye why it turned around, but they went up 3-1. Hanish just held on there, so now we got a match here in the second set. Quarterfinals, the Aronimink Golf Club. What a beautiful setting, Tim, here. I mean, I saw the new padel courts.
Yes.
Wow.
A year ago, they just redid the entire rackets operation with 3 new padel courts,
15.
pickleball courts. These, I believe it's 5 paddle courts in a row. You can kind of see this is court 1, and there's the hut behind you, and there's just right in a row 5 of them with viewing, decking that it allows excellent viewing on the first 4 courts. You can see completely from behind the courts. They really did a nice job, JC and the whole Aronimink crew.
And the Aronimink Golf Club, I mean, couldn't be more proud of the job they're pulling off this weekend. And, you know, a thank you to 16 members of this club who helped support this event and make it a spectacular event for all the players and fans this weekend. So we want to shout out a thank you to them.
Big shout out to them. And of course, they're hosting the PGA golf tournament next year. So the club is doing all kinds of preparations to get ready for that major golf tournament.
That is a monster deal. What an
Yes.
honor for the club to host that event.
Well, there's something exciting going next door, isn't there?
Oh,
Hear the loud screams there.
Love 30.
Tough one. That first point when you're serving is so important to get that confidence. Love 30, tough spot to be. Nice serve.
Love
Zubori
40.
gets another touch and hits another winner. That backhand down the line was impressive. They're trying to work Hanish, but if she can hit a good enough ball to set her partner up, Zubori is definitely the closer.
you know, and that's the thing. That's why they're such a great team. They have their roles.
Yes.
And when, you know, and that's the thing. When Hanish can bring that forehand, then it changes her role from the setter-upper and the one who never misses to bringing some little explosiveness off that forehand drive of hers, which we've seen much more of this season.
And as you well know, you only need a couple points here and there to make a difference in a real tight match. And having that offense is a big deal for Flora
15-40.
to bring in with her forehand. So 15-40 to go 3-all in the second set here. They're successfully keeping it away from Zubori so far at this point.
Tim, if you ever want to know what the scores are in other matches, we have a great app, Court Director. Shout out to Court Director. It's been a huge assist for
Game,
the
Hanish
APTA.
Zubori tied at 3 in the second set.
Jack Taylor making the call, 3-all third set in the second set. But you can go to Court Director in any match that they're scoring live. You can go and see what the score is. Lopez Page up 6-0. 3-1 on Delmonico Gebbia in quarterfinal action.
Love 15.
That must be where we hear some roars from next to this match.
That Court Director is a great feature, great app to have. Stay on top of all the matches.
Yeah, and while we're here, when we don't know what we're going to call, what match is next, and we need to know where are the players, what club are they at, you can look up all the information. So 3-all second set, quarterfinal action here. Like we said, the winner of this match will play the winner of the Nicolescu-Radesno-Cran-Herschel match in the bottom half of the draw.
And by the way, O'Sullivan lobbing down the line when Floor was going in to hit a little drop volley, opened up the lob down the line, allowed them to take the net. Well done by O'Sullivan there.
Yeah. So a little more spin on that overhead from. See, I like that. That's what, and that's the big thing when you see tennis players come over to paddle, Tim. A lot of times on the overheads, they tend to hit the ball a little early. They don't let the ball get a little closer to them, where then they can put lots of the different spins on the ball. But if they're already at full extension above their head and out in front, they can't do that shot.
Yeah, you have to adjust from the tennis, what you want to do naturally as a tennis player. Pressure right here at love 30 on Hanish Zubori. Anna just missed that forehand, and as you've seen, she's a streaky player, and when she's hot, she is hot. If she misses one or two, it gets very interesting for O'Sullivan and Saric.
Yep.
Yeah, that was long.
Love 40.
Out. Feeling a little pressure here. 3-all, love 40. Triple break point.
Wow. The parents in Spain and in Melbourne must be jumping up and down at the turnaround in this match. And like we said, it really hasn't been a turnaround. It's just sort of a gradual shifting of a little bit of momentum.
You're right. Now they're in the I formation with Zubori at net. Floor in the back court.
And the cloud cover is apparently gone,
There's
Tim.
a little side. You see that shadow? Good eyes, Patty eyes. Exactly the same thing. Missed it. Game 4-3. O'Sullivan Saric.
Game, O'Sullivan Saric. O'Sullivan Saric lead 4-3 in the second set. Hanish Zubori won the first set, 6-1. Ball change if you like, ladies.
And Tim, I was wondering with O'Sullivan and Saric where their offense was going to come from the baseline. And then Gussie showed us some of those off-speed balls. Really, her off-speed balls have produced a few volley errors, or like almost a half volley for Zubori or Hanish in here, and that's really how they've kind of just chipped away at them a little bit.
And Saric has had maybe 2 or 3 backhands opportunities to rip. Not much on the forehand side, so it's still controlled by the errors or lack thereof from Hanish and Zubori.
And Hanish, that's the second time she was broken in this set.
Great volley.
Really good
15
volley.
love.
Zubori's getting just that little bit impatient, going for a shot there that took her out of the court a little too early in that point. Staying back now.
I like the call. Why not? Just they had a feeling Zubori was a little wanted to take a rip on the ball, let's call it. So fine.
That's a very good read, Patty.
Yeah, we'll get out of here and just let her do what she's going to do. And we're having some success from the baseline, and perhaps that sun is a factor. Zubori and Hanish potentially are looking into the sun.
Yeah. It's off to their left right now. See that shadow to the right.
Really good deep balls from Hanish, backing up and keeping that ball deep, not really letting O'Sullivan make any kind of forward progress into the court.
And you're right, by staying back, you eliminate that first volley error. Looked like a nick winner.
15 all.
Yeah. Caught the nick on Saric there.
All right, 15 all.
Tim, true or false? Saric played college tennis at William and Mary.
I know for a fact that's true. My sister went to William & Mary, as did my brother-in-law, and I saw that statistic a couple days ago and took note of it. Nice drive by
15-30.
Flora there. William & Mary's got a really nice tennis program, men and women. Beautiful college.
Yeah, where did Gus C. O'Sullivan play college tennis, Tim? Do you know?
I think Arizona State University, ASU.
Tim, I can't stump you today. You're on fire.
You are something else, Patty Hogan. It is a pleasure to be here calling this match with you, I'll tell you that.
Tim, true or false? Saric has a master's in finance.
Oh, wow. You know, I got to tell you, I don't know the answer to that one. A master's in finance, you said? Mm-hmm. Wow. Does she have it?
Mm-hmm. And all the questions I ask, I'll give you a clue. They're always true.
Well, then I should do pretty well the next couple.
I can get you on a roll, too, Tim.
I'll tell you, O'Sullivan, the unforced errors are almost none. Makes it difficult to end a point. Really defending beautifully. Getting into that corner.
40.
They got a nick and then a miss there. So they're adjusting a little bit rather than O'Sullivan every ball trying to get into that corner. Big forehand from Hanish. It's double break point to go 4-all in the second here. And they've switched up. You got the lefty in the ad court.
You know what? It's a great look. We know we have a new Hall of Famer. Drew Broderick's going to go in, a lefty who's always played the ad court. And here's Saric in the ad court. And interesting, though, because we know she likes to hit her backhand.
Zubori tied 4 games all, second set.
But in pulling that baseline switch, which I'm a big fan of in matches, I think you gotta, if a net team is just cooking with, you know.
Right, they're controlling the points completely.
Why not give them a different look? And putting that lefty over there takes away a little bit of that overhead power from Zubori and Hanish where they can hurt them.
And oh, by the way, Saric just happens to prefer her double-fisted backhand, which she's going to see in the center of the court. And she missed that one, but she loves it. It's her go-to shot. Hanish misses a forehand.
You saw the net team right there. You knew Hanish was going to pull the trigger on that drive, and you saw them both get down. So they wouldn't play out balls because it is a little bit of a warmish paddle day, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And that's a real good way to be disciplined and not play out balls by actually bending your knees and lowering your paddle.
You stay low and you don't come up as your opponents hit the ball.
Tim, I never did.
And you've got a number of national championships to prove that, I might add.
Being low is not a bad thing.
Nothing like announcing with a great overhead.
Great cutter.
15 all.
Nice to announce with a Hall of Famer like Patty Hogan.
Thank you, Tim.
It's always a pleasure. So here we are, 15 all. That was a big point to get. They don't want to go down love 34 all.
Tim, I don't know if people know that you are the chairman of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee.
Yes.
For how many years have you chaired our committee?
That's a good question. Probably 4 or 5 years. Steve Baird, the legendary Steve Baird. Nice drop volley. Hits the post. She's going around the net there. Hits the post.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring up a Steve Bair moment for you, Tim.
What a wonderful player, legend in the game, and he chaired the committee for a number of years. We both were on the committee when Bob Brown chaired the committee. Bob Brown is still with us at age 97.
We were on that committee when we were 10, right, Tim?
About 40 years ago, yes. We have a number of years behind us, but it is a great lead-in to the fact that there are 2 Hall of Fame inductees coming up at the Nationals. Canoe Brook and Drew Broderick and Jared Palmer are those 2. Really well-deserved.
Amazing team, one of the all-time greatest teams in the sport.
Absolutely.
They had a magic run.
Those drop volleys.
40-15.
Yeah.
They were incredible, and Jared would be here and there and then show up and wouldn't miss a volley or a forehand for a tournament.
Jared would fly in from Stockholm, Tim, the day
His
before.
family, right.
And I'd see him over at Canoe Brook, like going through everybody's paddles to find a paddle that he was going to play with. He would always ask Dave Broderick to do, build the grip up to a certain, a certain feel until he had it just right.
Yeah, something else, and they were an incredible team. The 3 straight nats, 3 straight men's nationals.
Yep, 3 straight nats.
Just deep. There you go.
Game, Hanish Zubori. Hanish Zubori lead 5 games to 4 in the second set. Hanish Zubori won the first set 6 games to 1.
Tough spot for the O'Sullivan-Saric team, serving down the break to stay in the match.
And Saric, as she improves, like that shot, she finally got a two-handed backhand.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is when your body's moving toward the side of the court and not forward toward the net, it makes it a tough shot to pull off with the amount of pace and spin that came her way.
No, and that's exactly right. If your weight's going towards the side wire, you can't bring the pace forward as much. It's more arms than your body weight. Nice low volley. Patience out of the forehand side. Florida's going to wait for a forehand. Zubori's not going to get a ball if they can help it. O'Sullivan and Saric are comfortable doing this for the next 30 minutes if necessary at 4-5.
What's interesting in the second set, O'Sullivan and Saric haven't been broken, Tim.
Is that
which
right?
Which is amazing. Zubori was broken in the first game of the set, and then Hanish was broken twice. It's so weird that it's played out this way.
And to the earlier conversation, O'Sullivan and Saric have not really adjusted their game. They made fewer errors. If you notice, Zubori moving over to the side wire there forced that overhead wide. She saw Zubori moving and she hit it wider and missed the overhead. So the untrained eye might think she just missed it, but Zubori actually forced her out.
She did. She
Love 30.
forced her to try to make it just a little too good.
Exactly. Took away the spot she wanted to hit. Big serve here. Love 30. Match game. Nice serve. And you're right, as she develops that cutter, she's going to be more and more dangerous, Saric is. This is the backhand.
15-30.
Well, I mean, they're one of the exciting new teams on tour. I mean, they might not prevail in this match, but they've won my respect, Tim. And I watch them, and they're a little better than they were, in the last tournament. And the more they play, every week it's going to get better.
And they're fighters. I mean, they're very comfortable playing defense when it's the right thing to do. 2 misses from
30
Hanish.
all.
30 all.
And you kind of could see O'Sullivan and Saric both knew how important that point was.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's obvious every point is critical because they're down 4 or 5 second set, having lost the first 6-1. But I'm just saying, in the moment, they got it, and they got the error from Hanish.
Yep.
Going for it, and I think that's where they should keep the play. I would say, let's see what Hanish does to us at the end of the second set.
Yeah, Zubori's going to hit it when she can. I'm willing to wager a nickel that Hanish doesn't rip a ball in this point, having missed the last 2 unforced. Okay. Zubori's, of course, going to hit every ball she can hit, and it is. Oh, and misses. She hits 3 great shots,
40,
good volleys.
30.
Well, and she was feeling it, Tim, and that shot that she just attempted, it was only because that was a hands type of forehand.
Yes.
Where you have to have the best touch going right at that moment to execute. She went for a lot.
She did. Tough ball.
Right,
so from love 30 to 40-30.
Right, and O'Sullivan and Saric can't believe that, Zubori just made up for it on that play.
Deuce.
You take the good with the bad because she is so talented.
Yes.
And that was phenomenal blitz.
Shout out to Mark Sullivan, who's enjoying listening to you, Tim McAvoy, on the live stream.
Sully, my brother. A Philly paddle and tennis player. Oh, misses the overhead.
Advantage,
and you know what?
Hanish
The
Zubori.
sun is right there.
Okay.
As a lefty, the sun is right in her eyes when she's hitting to the deuce and they're trying to play Hanish. That's tough.
Match point.
Here we go. Nice volley. They haven't gotten their switch. There it is. And missed it on the move. That's a tough win.
Match. Hanish Zubori, 6-1, 6-4.
So, Tim, I think really a good match. O'Sullivan and Saric, I think they should be really proud of themselves. We're proud of them. They really hung in there.
Yes.
And they didn't do that much. You know, there wasn't that much of a change. And they have a couple other little areas that I think they can look at this and then come back to this and then improve as a team. And we look forward to seeing them. Hanish, Zubori, we expected this outcome. They will play the winner of Niculescu, Radesno, Cran-Herschel in semifinal action slated for 4:30 this afternoon. We're going to wrap it up now. From women's quarterfinal action. Stay with us all day long. Upcoming matches throughout the day on all the APTA channels. Tim McAvoy, thanks so much. Good match.
Patty, a pleasure. Thank you.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
My name is Jose Salazar, and I'm going to give you a tip on how to make your drives more effective. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is that the opponents are waiting for the drive to come to them, and that gives them extra time for the opponents to close and get ready at the net. So my tip for you is to get closer to the bounce so you're not giving them any time. I'm Jose Salazar. I hope you enjoyed this tip and hope to see you soon.